inflation rate hits 11.28% on increase in food prices. Nigeria targets 50% reduction of wheat importation by 2020, as Abuja Airport is best improved airport in safety in Africa. These and more on the midweek edition of Business Express on the network service of the Nigerian Television Authority, NTA. I am Amina Nujaim. Welcome to the program. We begin with the latest inflation figures released by the National Bureau of Statistics, NBS. The Consumer Price Index, CPI, which measures inflation, increased by 11.28% year-on-year at the end of September of 2018. This is 0.05% points higher than the rate recorded in August of 2018. The headline index increased by 0.84% in September of 2018, down 0.21% from the rate recorded in August 2018 being 1.05%. The urban inflation rate increased by 11.70% year-on-year in the month under review from 11.67% recorded in August of 2018, while the rural inflation rate increased by 10.92% in September of 2018 from 10.84% in August. On a month-on-month basis, the urban index rose 0.86% in September of 2018, down 0.14 from 100% recorded in August, while the rural index also rose 0.82% in September of 2018, down 0.14% from the rate recorded in August 2018 being 0.96%. The composite food index rose by 13.31% in September 2018 compared to 13.16% in August 2018. This rise in food index was caused by increases in prices of potatoes, yam and other tubers, vegetable, fruits, meat, milk, cheese, egg, bread, cereal and fish. The Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport, Abuja, has won the 2018 Best Improved Airport in Safety in Africa by Airport Council International, ACI, Africa Region. The outstanding award for safety was presented to Abuja Airport Manager Mahmoud Sani at the 27th ACI Africa Annual General Assembly Regional Conference in Abidjan, Ivory Coast. The conference, which is to end on the 19th of this month, is considering the challenges of safety and security in African airports, issues and prospects. In a related development, private investment into mining projects in the country is estimated at $2.32 billion. Minister of State for Mines and Steel Development, Abubakar Bawa, disclosed this during a three-day Nigeria Mining Week organized by the Miners Association of Nigeria in partnership with the Price Waterhouse Coopers and Spring Intelligent Abuja. also added that the investment was made possible due to government-friendly mining climate, such as gold mining, refining, lead and zinc exploration and production. The minister said mining in Nigeria is private sector driven, with the federal government restricted to regulatory and facilitation roles. He added that there is no better time to invest in the mining sector than now. The Miners' Week for 2018, which was held in Abuja, has ended with the miners canvassing for strong policies that will strengthen the sector. We have in the studio President of the Miners Association of Nigeria, Shehu Sani, to discuss the way forward for the mining sector. You're welcome to the program.
It's a pleasure to do that.
We also have in the studio Emmanuel Nicole. She is Director Mining and Natural Resources, Price Waterhouse Cooper and Sprintelligent. Glad to have you on Business Express today.
Thank you.
Right, let's start this way. The conference has come, and what do you think the contribution of the mining sector to the Nigerian economy would be, and the achievements so far, Mr. Sani?
Well, the Nigerian Mining Week is a platform that attracts foreign and indigenous investors. It is an advocacy platform to preach or to inform the stakeholders, both global and local, that the mining is progressing, the industry is moving forward, and the government is trying at that. But we realize that government alone cannot or does not have the capacity to move mining to the desired destination. So a collaboration of all stakeholders, both international and indigenous, are needed to collectively, rejuvenate the sector. And this is one of the philosophy of the Nigerian Mining Week, where stakeholders, operators, equipment sellers, and all other service providers within the mining industry converge in Abuja to brainstorm, to interact, and to assess the performance of the sector in the last 1 year.
Okay, talking about performance of the sector, the Nigerian economy is emphasizing on the need to diversify away from oil. Would you say this diversification focus is working? Is the mining sector contributing its quota so far?
I think it has been revealed by the Bureau for National Statistics that the performance of solid minerals sector has increased. And this can be tied to the government aspiration of considering solid mineral for diversification. And therefore, the advocacy is working, the investment is working, and the aspiration of the stakeholders to also move the sector, to the next level as a diversification option is also working.
It's working.
It's okay.
Would you say it's the diversification agenda of the Nigerian government is working so far away from oil?
So as we organize the event, we've absolutely seen shift, or we're trying to actually attract other sectors into the mining sector. Obviously, the oil and gas sector has been one of the prime interests from our perspective in terms of marketing, and we do find that there is definitely interest in other sectors to come into mining. So people are really interested. In fact, we saw many investors coming and looking for solutions. How do I start up this mining business? So Mining Week is really offering the one platform to meet all of the different key stakeholders and find out how is the best way to start up their projects. But not just starting a project, but also finding maybe solutions to some of the problems that current operations are actually faced with. I know financing is something that comes up a lot. So we're trying to provide that platform for them once a year at least, for them to to, I would say, fast track the development of the business.
Okay, you are talking about marketing the sector. We have the small-scale miners in the country, those who are not doing it in a large scale, but like the artisanal miners, for instance. How would you say they are performing in terms of what you are marketing in the sector?
So, Mining Week as a whole is welcoming miners of all scale, from small-scale miners right up to more medium-sized projects. As for their performance, I'm not too sure, but I know that artisanal miners, small-scale miners, are coming through the gates and willing to learn. So there's specific programs actually targeted to the small-scale miners and artisanal miners for them to be able to have a good takeaway, find solutions as well with providers that we have 30 providers of solutions and equipments that are there also to help them in the everyday running of the mining operation.
Okay. Shehu Sani, you are actively involved in the mining sector. Yeah. How would you say the small-scale miners are performing?
Their performance has not been good, probably until recently. For a small-scale miner to get it right, he has to mine right. And mining right means you have to follow the processes. You start with recognizance, the exploration. Exploration is just one word, but so many aspects of exploration. And then you design your mine, and then eventually into mine, then reclamation. Now, all these are processes that consume a lot of money. Okay. And we all know that small-scale miners, who are the dominant operators in the country, don't have that kind of money. So, but now that the government has seen that fact and is out to assist, we hope in the nearest future all the intervention that has been set aside for the support of the artisanal miners will be made feasible. Okay. And we hope in the nearest future also that these categories of miners will be able to operate conveniently.
Okay, Emmanuel Nicole, what should the global community expect from the mining sector in Nigeria, from your experience?
So, from my experience, and because I live in South Africa, which is a very good mining country, right? Facing their own challenges, obviously. Going to events across Africa and also the rest of the world, see that the Nigerian government is really driving interest into the country. However, I believe that the Nigerian mining industry will need to raise first, from internally, before other bigger investors will actually start investing. But we are seeing foreign investors now, not just exploring, but starting up their own projects. We heard Symbol Mining at the conference yesterday with a great project for gold mining. And I think that's the start of many more. But it's been a slow process. Obviously, the drive from the government is really helping putting the spotlight onto Nigeria. So from the global perspective, I would expect that, but this is my own personal expectation, that the sector will rise. It will take a little bit of time, but it will be there. The resources are here. We just need to pick up the pace and just develop the industry faster.
That's good news. Pick up the pace in the long run. Yes. Now, Shehu Sani, a new iron ore has been discovered in Kogi State. Already Nigeria has so many mineral resources. We now have a new one. What's the significance of this?
Well, the significance of this is to tell you that Nigeria is a mineralized country, and we should expect more and more discovery. The more you explore, the more you discover. And that is why exploration is very critical to mining development. So while people are excited. I'm not so excited. I know there is going to be more and more discovery because for those who have privilege to peep through the data generated by the British Geological Agency, you will know that more discovery is on the way. So, but what should concern us is not the discovery. Yes, it has been discovered, and so what? Nickel was discovered 2 years ago in Kaduna, the largest deposit in the world according to them. What happened after the discovery? So I think we should go beyond discovery
that makes me want to ask, with the challenges already on ground, what's the way forward?
Well, the way forward is to make sure that all these minerals that has been discovered are put to use for poverty eradication and for the development of the sector and development of the country.
Okay, I have to ask, you've already highlighted some of the challenges which he says it's been addressed already. What should a country like Nigeria do to increase its performance in the global market?
I think what would be great to see, we're talking exploration, obviously extraction, but it's also to look at the rest of the value chain, looking at beneficiation, but also looking at processing. It would be great to be able to see that the Nigerian industry also benefits from all these mining discoveries. I think that that should see. We should actually start investing, obviously, into the mining operations, but then there is investment that is required along the value chain, and this is required to how do you say, to form the circle, to close the circle, so that Nigeria can be sustainable and instead of importing raw material or processed material from outside the country, to start actually doing the beneficiation here in Nigeria. So I think for me that's really important.
Same question.
She talks of value addition and utilization, and you talk of discovery of iron. If Ajaokuta is put to use, you will know that all this iron discovered will serve as raw material for Ajaokuta. And then we'll stop the importation of iron and steel. We will stop the importation of iron rods. In fact, we will feed our neighbors with iron and steel products. So the critical issue is utilizing what we have to get what we want. Add value to all what we have. We use it and stop importing it. By so doing, we'll conserve our hard-earned foreign currency.
Prospecting future for Nigeria in the mining sector. Well, we have been talking to Sheikh Hussaini. He is the president of the Miners Association of Nigeria, and Emanuela Nicole. She is the director of Mining and Natural Resources, PricewaterhouseCoopers and Spintelligent. It's been a pleasure having you on the program Business Express today.
Thank you for having us.
Happy to be here. Thank you very much.
This is Business Express, coming to you on the network service of the NTA. You can contribute to the program via our website, businessexpress@nta.gov.ng. You can also reach us through our Twitter handle, NTA News Now. Don't forget to use the hashtag BusinessX showing on your screen now. Now moving on. Nigeria is targeting a 50% reduction of wheat importation by the year 2020 through the propagation of heat-resistant seedling and improved mechanization to farmers in the country. Minister of Agriculture and Rural Development, Audogbe, stated this in a message at the launch of the Technologies for Africa initiative for the Africa Development Bank in Abuja. Mitari Epeng tells us more.
Wheat as a staple food crop is in high demand, such that Africa spends more than $15 billion on wheat importation. Nigeria currently consumes about 4 million metric tons of wheat, but only produces 350,000 metric tons, while the nation spends about $4 billion on importation to meet demand. Factors responsible for deficient wheat production in Nigeria range from the quality of seedlings to lack of mechanization and hot climate.
There was a lot of politics into the wheat production in this country. There are issues of challenges like new technology innovations that the farmers need to have, new improved varieties in addition to the existing ones we have, and then financing of the sector.
The African Development Bank is, however, partnering with the Lake Chad Research Institute to roll out heat-tolerant wheat seedlings to Nigerian farmers, in addition to new technologies, with a view to upscaling production from 3 to 6 tons per hectare.
If we need to be self-sufficient in wheat production, we need to come with strategies to encourage local production.
Taking these newly developed varieties to reach all wheat farmers in Nigeria, and also to expand. Nigeria has potential with growing areas.
We have areas like the Jos Plateau, the Mambila Plateau and Obudu that are suitable for rainfed wheat production. All these are opportunities for this country to actually expand the production of wheat and achieve the target of 4 million metric tons maybe in the next 5 years.
If you look at the agri-promotion program, our document, our medium and our long-term policy document, we are talking about import substitution with regard to wheat. We want to reduce the quantum we are importing.
The National Assembly passed the Nigerian Agricultural Seed Council bill so that people that were found selling grains in the name of seed to farmers will be appropriately sanctioned by the law.
Stakeholders are optimistic that increased wheat production in Nigeria and reduced importation will guarantee food security, create jobs, and diversify the economy.
U.S. equity futures turned lower on Wednesday, and European stocks reversed and advanced as investors' confidence that powered gains a day earlier faded. Let's have developments in the marketplace across the globe for Tuesday from Bosede Abel.
Stocks in Africa ended Tuesday trading slightly mixed. South Africa's JSE Africa Top 40 appreciated 1.54%, Namibia Overall Index 1.82%, Tunisia's Tunidex 0.48%, and Kenya's Nairobi All Share also rose 1.79%, while Ghana's GSE Composite Index declined 16.35 points to 2,850.88. Asia stocks were mixed Tuesday as Wall Street slipped overnight and amid geopolitical tensions between Saudi Arabia and the international community. Shanghai lost 0.85% to close 2,546.33, while Nikkei appreciated 1.25% and the Hang Seng Index also rose 0.07% to close 25,462.26. Stocks in Europe rose on the same day as traders digested Wall Street earnings and escalating tension between Saudi Arabia and the West. CAC 40 appreciated 1.53%, FTSE 100 0.43%, and DAX 1.40%. In the United States, stocks rose after the release of strong quarterly results from some of the largest U.S. companies, helped the market recover from last week's sell-off. Nasdaq Composite Index appreciated 2.89%, the S&P 500 59.13 points to 2,809.92, and the Dow Jones Industrial Average also advanced 2.17% to close 25,798.42.
Many thanks, Bosede. That's a wrap on Business Express for today. Do keep a date with us on Friday as we keep you abreast with developments in the world of business. I am Amina Nujain. Bye for now.